So you guys are probably wondering, where have they been? What's been going on? Life has been lifing.
In
a lot of things.
Very good way.
A lot of things have been happening.
Yeah. Welcome to Check In with Rose and
Nakel. We are so excited to be back. It's been a
After-
while, hasn't it? In like a couple of months. So you guys are probably wondering, where have they been? What's been going on? Life has been lifing.
In
a lot of things.
Very good way.
A lot of things have been happening.
Yeah.
We are so excited to be here. So as you all know, we always like to start with a quote, just to sort of give you an idea of what the theme would look like for our conversations today. So for myself, I actually have two today, which is, I wanted to have both. I wanted to have one quote and also another biblical quote. So the first one is, almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a minute, including you. So this is actually by Anne Lamott. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. Is it Lamott?
No, you're saying it correctly.
Yeah.
That's deep. I think you say it again.
Okay. Are you gonna cut it? She's gonna cut it.
Go.
So almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. So I think it's really important if we can just sit on this quote and just take it in. Because I mean, we live in a society where we're always on the go.
The microwave society.
Yeah, just you're constantly on the go. We don't really have time to really sit and pause and reflect. So as we're coming through halfway of the year, I think it's really good to actually unplug for a couple of minutes, for a couple of hours, for a day, for a week if you need to, and really just think about how far you've come before you continue to go forward. So the other quote that I have is a biblical one. It says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from within. This has been so empowering for me. It's actually Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. So if we got some spiritual sisters out there, meditate on this word. I need you to really meditate on this word. Above all things, guard your heart. Learning to steward your heart is so important. And let's unpack. I'll give it over to Nakel.
Above all things, guard your heart. South Sudanese, my African people, guard your heart. I think that's deep because we live in a society where I know we're very community-based, communal. Everybody was saying, you know what, but that's your cousin, but that's your mom, but that's your friend. The Bible is telling us to guard our heart.
For everything flows within it. And just like you said, we are such a collective. We operate in community lens. But the most important thing, taking out of this biblical word, is that relational health is mental well-being.
Absolutely.
Because we're very relational.
We're always going to be relational, but there's something that learning through all these years, there's a quote that when you said that came to mind that I've lived by for a long time. It's a disrespect to yourself when you don't reach your highest potential.
Yeah.
Who's your highest potential? It's a disrespect to yourself if you don't reach your highest potential. Rose, it's a disrespect to you, not to me, to you if you don't reach your highest potential. Meaning that if Rose doesn't unplug and stop and pause and guard her heart, because when you're broken and when you're hurt, you don't function in your highest.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you can't do that, God that created you, that does not make mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
wants you to reach your highest potential, wants you to be your best self, wants you to be the best version of you. Because the best version of Rose, the best version of Nakel is of service to the community.
That's right.
But if you can't do that, then I don't think there's a waste in life because there's always lessons. But I do know when you, for example, there's like a survey that was done with like people that would go to, what are they called? Old homes, nursing homes, and
Yeah.
speak to elderly people. What's their regret? A lot of the regret is like they did not live life by their own means. They
right.
did not take risks. They did not unplug. They did not guard their hearts. So all of that always comes down to regretting, you know?
Yeah.
And my quote, which somehow now relates to it, is, by Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
You don't have to see the whole staircase. You just have to take the first step. Guarding your heart, unplugging. But when you are trying to shift, pivot, change direction, all you need to do is take that first step.
That's right.
From, let's say, you came out of a friendship betrayal, you came out of a relationship betrayal, you came out of a lost opportunity, for example, like, you got a deal, it didn't follow through, anytime you've done something that you were looking forward to and it didn't turn out the way that, you thought it would, what do? Unplug.
That's right.
Sit down with yourself, reflect. But the main thing is when you're ready to take that first step, don't worry about the whole staircase. It's that shower, getting out of bed.
Yeah.
The little, small, minute things that you look at, like it's
subtle things.
The subtle things. Those are the things that will help you. Because when you look at this big mountain, until you start the climb, it's always gonna feel so enormous. Like it's like I can't do it.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're halfway through the year. I'm a June baby, by the way. So
let's go.
I'm right in the middle.
That's right. Birthday girl. Yesterday. Come on now.
Yes. 3-5. 3-5. I made it to 3-5.
Wish our co-host a happy birthday, friends, family, supporters. Okay.
So here we are, halfway through the year.
That's right.
Do you focus on what you should have done, could have done, wish you did? Do you dwell on that? Or do you now sit down and say, hey, you know what? I didn't do A, B, C, D, but now my next steps are going to be 1, 2, 3. And do you change the goal? Or do you change just, the direction sometimes? Do you change the prospects, the people around you? Do you change the community? Do you act? Because when the goal is so important to you, it's still your goal. It doesn't matter if you've had a setback.
That's right.
If it means something to you, you still pause. But the issue with us now is, I might say, I'm a millennial. I don't know about the Gen Zs and
I don't know. I'm a millennial, man. It's hard out here, I think I really want this episode to really be grounded in giving yourself permission to rest. And that's when we speak of unplug, right? You need to rest. Without resting, how are you even going to function? And I also wanted to open up a space where you're inviting yourself to reset as well. Right? And the only way you're going to do that, taking that small step, is firstly acknowledging that you need to take a step back acknowledging that there are certain things that are working, there are certain things that are not working, acknowledging that, or there is a challenge here. Because I feel like we have awareness, but it's how we respond to that situation that matters most. We can speak about that awareness, but what is it? What are we going to do about it?
Yeah. Like when push comes to shove, do you still see? One thing that I had to learn is to not be a reactive person. I was very reactive, man. I was ready to
emotionally,
at work,
when you
with my bosses, with my mom, with my siblings, I'm ready.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, you know what, pause.
Yeah. Which is so important.
Pause. What is it saying to you, Naka? Do you actually, does this need your response right now? Are you in a space to respond?
That's right.
Or are you just going to react in such a way that now you're going to have this ripple effect? Then you go back spiraling. You know?
It's that.
And the regret, but like, I wish
That's right. I could have done it differently.
Yeah.
My approach could have been done differently.
Yeah.
It could have been more gentle. Right? So I think that's even going back to what you were saying. I'm even learning in this season that I don't have to respond with urgency.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing.
I don't need to.
No, you don't.
Someone's calling me, you know what? I know my friends always in D&D. But even that, it's like, okay, I don't need to just be reactive quick, like straight away.
Yeah.
Do I need to take a pause and be like, oh, hang on, what's happening right now for me in this moment, right? The stillness. Going back. The year of stillness, by the way. Faith Church, the year of stillness. And I'm always coming back to Rose. You're always on the go. There's too much going on. You got work, motherhood, community, you're doing this and that, family, you got the family pressures back home in Africa. And it's just like, I'm constantly on the go. And that takes away from my own internal well-being. That takes away from what does Rose need right now?
Yeah.
In this very moment. Do I need to just make myself a cup of tea, put my legs up, and just put my phone off and just be attentive to my own needs, to my own emotions?
Yeah.
What does that look like? And that's what it goes back to. Sometimes you don't need to respond to it, because I was that type of person. It's like a phone call, a conversation, everything was like, I have to speak to this person. I have to show up for this person. I have to show up for my kids. I have to. And what happens is my cup becomes so dried up. I become so empty that even if there's so many beautiful things happening or going on for me, I still feel this sense of emptiness.
Yeah.
So I'm realizing in this season that my cup has to be, the only way my cup can be overflowing is if I am in solitude within myself, fully within myself, saying that, oh, actually, I'm not going to have this conversation right now. Holding healthy conversations, having healthy boundaries for myself, noticing, is this a healthy relationship? Is it reciprocal? Like, is it reciprocal? And is this person meeting me halfway? Or am I overextending? Am I overperforming to maintain
boundaries?
Relationships? To just, what's happening to my emotional safety?
Yeah. Boundaries. Let's speak about boundaries, because we're a community that doesn't have boundaries. Let's start there.
Yeah.
We actually don't have boundaries. And we need to first acknowledge that. When I mean we don't have boundaries is, at home, we've all grown up. Your room is everybody's room. It starts there. Like, you look at it like it's so small, but it starts there. You know, you left the house, your siblings just budge into your room, they're taking stuff. It seems like it's nothing. But when you look at it in the bigger picture, hence why anytime someone wants something from you, they can just take. We don't even ask for permission.
Yeah.
You know? And they say how you do the little things is how you do everything. You know? Learning how to have boundaries as you get older protects you in such a way that the peace that you have you can't even fathom to actually now understand how you were without boundaries. Then you're like, how was I functioning without boundaries? You were not functioning.
Yeah.
You actually were not functioning.
There was no parameters.
Someone
like,
will
yes,
call
take. It's fine.
I'm sure a lot of you girls can relate. How many of you guys can braid hair? You're sitting at home, you're probably watching a TV show. Your mom, someone comes in, auntie, boom, they're sitting down. Do my hair.
You're like, they're like, I was undoing my hair the whole time, so you can do it for me. Did we even have that discussion? Did we even speak about
what? Do you know what I was going through? Why was I sitting in my room watching my TV?
Yeah.
Watching my shows? No courtesy.
Yeah.
You know? So when I say we lack boundaries, it's those small things. Like, start thinking about, okay, if you lacked boundaries in your own home, how are you going to create those boundaries outside your own home? It's so hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know sometimes I come hard on us because, truthfully speaking, I believe everything starts at home.
Yeah.
I believe that wholeheartedly. Everything starts at home. How you do or don't do things started at home.
Yeah.
So one thing about boundaries is, learning that I can validate someone's feelings without abandoning myself.
Yes, that's a
I
big
can
one.
say, hey, Rose.
That's a big one for me.
Look, I know you're going through ABCD right now, but seriously, I'm sorry, but I can give you, there's Headspace.
Yeah.
There's all these people that can help you. But right now, I need to sit with me.
That's right.
Something's going on with me. And I think saying it is different, but the guilt. Because even us, we are taught to, when I say no to somebody, I rejected them.
Rejecting them, yeah. That's why there's so many of us that are struggling with like abandonment and rejection issues. It all stems from those things, those subtle things, those small things.
Really,
but it's like actually that's just
it's needed.
A healthy relationship.
Exactly.
So for example, if we have a relationship, I'm going to be able to receive that out of respect that this my friend loves and cares for me, but this is the capacity that she can show up for me.
Yeah, capacity.
That's healthy.
We don't look at other people's capacity.
That's healthy.
It's like, no, the other day I was going through all of this and then Rose just didn't call me. She's just, do you know what Rose is going through?
Well, I didn't call. I've been quiet. You should have expected. But it's like, do you know what was happening for me?
No.
Do you even know what was going on for me? And I think it just comes off very heavy for even those of us that are working in communities.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have that compassion. We have that
empathy,
the compassion, the understanding, the conflict resolution. And even within ourselves, we're trying to still figure ourselves out, but we're still trying to show up for friends, for families, for communities, and all this. And if we don't have somebody to lean back on, and this is why I'm like, God is like the core of everything for me. Because when I find myself in the most vulnerable, most isolating moments, I know that there is a source that I can go to.
Yeah.
I know that I can go on my knees and say, God, like
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
People have things they are going through.
Yeah.
And if they cannot show up for me to the capacity that you've explained to me, I know that I can go to God. And I know I can go to these services that can assist me as well. So I think it's also utilizing like all the supports that you need. You don't have to feel like there's just that one person or there's that one space that you can just utilize. Be open, right, to shift and find other ways of growing and healing.
Especially. Yeah, and I think obviously boundaries and touching on mental health, which is what basically we're saying, because at this time of the year, when you start reflecting and you're feeling behind, that's when your mental health actually starts deteriorating. Because when you feel you've not reached or what you saw in January that you wrote down that you'd be doing in June is not happening, now you start to feel like, maybe I'm too far behind. And then this is when your mind starts playing tricks on you. Actually, yes, you are behind. This is when you reach out to these services. This is when, and I think we really have a stigma in our community where you think when you call Headspace and you're going to be speaking to somebody about all your problems. Sometimes it's literally, do it. I'm telling you, I'm challenging you guys this month. Just call Headspace and say, hey, I just want to talk to someone. They are trained that you might end up speaking about things that you don't even know about. But sometimes you don't even know what you want to talk about. Sometimes you just know you're down. But you don't even know why you're down. Because you can't pinpoint it. And that's where you start to realize, like, Mate, if I can't even realize it, I don't know what is going on with me. And then I'm gonna call Rose, blab in her ear for 2, 3 hours and expect an outcome. What are we doing?
Yeah,
Now I've drained Rose with my problems.
that's right.
That's one other person that's
Yeah,
dealing
yeah,
with
it's
it.
like a
You
domino.
know? Well, I'm not
Mm.
saying that we should not be able to,
Hold
to
space.
hold space for each
Yeah,
other.
that's
But
important.
I'm saying if you can't hold space for yourself,
That's important.
you need to think about it.
Yeah, comes
You
back to
know?
solitude.
Yeah. Because if I'm
The
struggling to
knowing in,
articulate what I'm going through,
yeah,
then why
how
should
can I
Rose
express it?
know?
How can I express it? Yeah, yeah,
You know?
100%.
It's hard.
Yeah, and it's hard when you're one that is functioning, right?
I don't
You
think we're even functioning in our community. I think
you
we're
know
just
what I mean?
taking
Like functioning,
everything.
I mean in the sense of like you're doing the things, like you're
Yeah.
going to work, you're taking care of your kids, you're taking,
And
you're
everyone thinks you
looking
got
after
it
your
together.
partner, and you've got it all together, and you're a hot mess, baby. That's how sometimes you find me. I'm like, let me go on TikTok and have a rant because I'm not carrying this by myself.
Exactly.
Right. And I think that's the beauty of embracing, your vulnerabilities, like knowing that yes, there's a lot of these amazing, beautiful things happening for my life, and I'm so grateful. But it's a reminder that I'm human. I'm human, and there's only so much that I can do,
take. Yeah.
and so
And you
much
can
that I can take.
Yeah.
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 So I think a big one for me this year is emotional safety for myself. So it's how can you, Nyoron, how can you, Rose, create an emotional safety for yourself, right? So that it reflects, because how I show up is technically how people are going to treat me.
Yeah.
Right? If I tell you, look, this is as much, this is the capacity that I can show up for you or support you, that's already creating giving them a healthy boundary.
Yeah.
So that they know, oh, actually Rose has explained this last time. So now I know that, this is, something that creates an emotionally unsafe space for her if I keep responding in this way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been a big one for me, emotional safety for myself. Because I'm like, you can't, it's not always external, it's within yourself. You have the voice, you have the mouth to tell people that actually I'm uncomfortable with this. Actually,
Right
this behavior is impacting me. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back from that. Actually, I'm gonna take some distance from that.
Yeah.
And it's communication as well. And that's another thing, anyways.
So, boundaries. You go through your boundaries. What do your boundaries look like? You know? And how do you want to hold those boundaries? Because there's something that I learned. People will treat you how you treat yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's
Going
literally
back to,
how you treat yourself.
Yeah.
One thing about me, my self-love has been my hashtag since 2014.
Girl.
We're in 2026. I can say right now, it's intact.
Yeah.
I got to a point that I told my dad exactly what I would want done with my milestones, So something that I'm celebrating obviously in this year is I got married, I got a husband. Yeah. Anyways, when I told my dad I don't want a white wedding, he was like, huh? What? Why? You're the firstborn daughter.
Yeah.
I don't want it, Dad. Sit with it. But I knew why I don't want it. And I explained it to him in a way that I was not asking for permission. I was telling him, I'm not doing it. For most people that don't know me, I'm such a traditional girl. I love traditional weddings, And I still found a way that I know my dad is obviously, I've grown up in a Christian family, my grandma, my mom, all of them, even including my in-laws. We chose to, okay, you know what? Since you guys want that part of it, get the pastor there. And, they blessed us and gave us the rings. Perfect. When you stand for something and you're so firm with it, people will respect it.
That's right.
But if you keep shifting because you don't even know what you want, this is why you start struggling. A lot of times things change, people move because you have not grounded yourself enough to say, I'm not moving. This is how I want it, and this is how it's going to be done. And we're not young, And if there's something that I'm actually celebrating this season, is actually being that patient to a point that I know what Narkel wants based on truthfully what Narkel wants. My parents, bonus. My community, bonus. Everybody else is a bonus. I'm not seeking validation from them. You know, because those boundaries, everything that you do, the reason why you struggle is because you're seeking validation. Not saying that we don't want validation. We do. Like we said, we're a collective, right?
Yeah.
But what sort of validation are you looking for? Because I don't want to be validated by people I don't want their life. I've heard, like one of my mentors once said before, would you take advice from someone who's a thief, for example? What business do I have taking advice from someone like that? I don't want that life. Am I going to take advice from somebody that I know the life that they're walking and the path that they're walking is not where I want to be? And it's not to look down on people, right? It's to say, I see Rose owning her story. I want people that own their story. If you own your flaws, I can learn from you.
Yeah.
But if you're in denial and I can see your life is actually unpacking, unraveling in such a way that I'm sitting there and being like, there's no way, like I would want to be there. Why would I want to take advice from you?
That's right.
You know? And we need to be really honest with ourselves in our community. There is people in our community that are leading us, but shouldn't be leaders. That doesn't necessarily mean that you should take everything that they're saying, you know, to something that you look at it like it's of value.
That's right, yeah.
You know? Right now I'm very careful. You know? Now I'm married. I'm not taking advice from some of my aunties that do not value marriage.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. You know? I'm not going to speak to people who already look at it like it's already going to break. Who've had this negative mindset about it. You know? Same thing is like someone who's saying, you know, you're trying to pursue a degree. Someone's like, school's not for me.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just...
Oh, you don't need a paper. You're like, what? That paper? Do you know what I went through?
Exactly.
You know?
You know, so we just need to be realistic in our expectations, but also at the same time, in understanding if there's a goal that I'm trying to reach, I should surround myself with people who have that familiarity, who've gone through that. You know, they've gone through, what do they call it? The battlefield. They've got the battle scars. I want to talk to someone that's got battle scars, that knows.
And that's done something about those scars.
Exactly.
Rather than
not stand there and be a victim.
You told me this before. But what is it now? What has changed? How has that created like a positive impact now? What have you done about those scars?
Yeah.
Because with this, all of us we have wounds, we have scars. And that's why I have this saying, you know, wounds into wisdom.
Yeah.
So every scar and every wound that you have had, what have you created out of that pain for it to become purpose or purposeful for people or impactful for people? So what have you done with it? We've all gone through pain. We've all gone through, you know, decisions that has, you know, resulted in consequences, you know, or that has resulted in setbacks, or that has resulted in failure. But what have you learned from those wounds?
Yeah.
What have you learned from those scars? So the way that I see it is like, at the end of the day, like when you hurt yourself physically, you see the scar, it heals, the wound is still there. So when you look at it, you know that there's a memory. Oh, I remember that time that this had happened. I remember when I fell off the bike and I bumped my head. I remember the time when I, you know, scraped my elbow, and I remember it really, really hurt. But what did I learn from that?
Yeah.
You know, and you got to look at it from all different contexts, from spiritually, emotionally, mentally. What did it do for you? How did it make you feel? And what are you going to do moving forward? So that's why I speak about my vulnerabilities, because it's a reminder. It's self-empowering for me, because I'm like, actually, even though I say it, it's not to get pity or to seek validation.
No.
I've gone beyond that.
Yeah.
I've passed that. There was a period in my life, yes.
You don't even want pity.
I've passed that. No, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is what I've gone through. What are you going to do about your pain?
Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. I've gone through it.
It's that simple.
And this is what I've done. So my life is an evidence. This is a testimony.
An example.
So let me be an example to instill hope, to plant a seed or whatever it may look like for you to help you take that next step. It doesn't have to look like be a staircase, just take that one step,
Yeah.
you know.
And that's the one step that we're saying, like, call that line.
Yeah.
Speak to that person.
Yeah.
Step outside your community.
Literally.
I think a lot of us healed outside the community.
Even if you have to do that, like for me, I left the community.
Completely.
Not fully completely, but I feel like I was just like, oh, actually, the community didn't feel emotionally safe. You know, they were judgmental because obviously in that period of my life, you know, as they say, when you are down, you are looked down on.
Yeah.
You know, when you are vulnerable, you are looked as weak, right? So it was a period of my life where I was just struggling mentally, emotionally, substance, everything. People looked down on me. But so that caused me to isolate. And what had happened during that time was when I'd come back, it's like the way we are cultivated culturally, like we just can't. It's like a glue. Like it's like no matter how far you try to break from it, you're somehow drawn back.
Yeah.
But I think what's important is what are you gonna do now? And I think what hurts for me, for our community, is that you only see someone when they've come out of such a broken place. You only see someone when they're rising. You know, you don't see them when they're vulnerable. You don't see them when they're going through a difficult time. But now that you know someone's got a degree, someone's got married, now you want to show up. So it's like we shouldn't just only show up in the spaces where there's joy, which is great, but we should also show up in spaces when there's vulnerability and there's something happening for a young person or a family.
Yeah.
We should show up as well to obviously a capacity that
you
we
can.
can.
Yeah.
So I'm learning that as well. I'm learning that even for funerals, it's very triggering for me. I'm learning that actually I'm not going to attend every single funeral.
Yeah. Boundaries.
Maybe I'll go to the church and then that's about it. Or maybe I'll
Boundaries.
just send my regards, my condolences, and that's enough for me. But before it kind of felt like we have to go to every single one. And if you don't, there's this guilt, you know?
Yeah.
So now in this season, what I'm carrying in terms of boundaries, going back to what we were talking about, is that I'm learning that I don't have to carry everything. Not everything is my responsibility because, even in a South, as an African, as a Black woman, there's that stigma that, the eldest daughters carry everything. We need to be responsible. We need to be held, in a certain regard if we show up in those qualities, So I'm like, you know what? I'm a human being. I'm a child of God. Don't stress me. I already got my children to attend to. So, and they need me, and they need me emotionally, to be emotionally available for them. And if I'm just trying to show up for all these people, my parents, including my sibling, family back home, I'm like, you know what? I can't. I really can't. If this is what I can do to this capacity, you take it. You don't take it, it's completely up to you.
It is what it is.
You know what I mean? Say, for example, even financially, with people back home. If I don't have the money, I don't have the money. Before I used to feel guilt and I used to feel bad that I don't have it. And it's like it stresses me out internally because it's like I don't even have capacity for this, but they're making you feel bad. Because they have this thing, if you don't have it, they make you feel bad. So I'm just like, nah, I don't have it. When I do have it, I'll give. And it's even gone to the point where I'm just like, I might even just disconnect.
And you should.
It's just
it's the same thing. It's the same thing when you were saying with unplugging. It is unplugging.
Yeah, and even if it's just for a few weeks or a few months,
There's one thing that I have learned. Oh my God. And sometimes, when they say to become one, being married now, my husband's boundaries, I'm just like, my guy, this guy is so good.
Oh, bless.
And me here being the so-called community girl, running up to chase, this one's going through this. He just looks at me like, do you really need to? Do you really have to? What if you show up like this? Showing up is different. It doesn't have to be the same thing all the time, And we can speak about boundaries over and over again. But I think also the one thing that is hurting us as a community is friendships and the impact, on our well-being. Friendships, these are like colleagues, If it's not colleagues, it's your friendship group. You started like childhood friendships. You've gone from childhood friendships. Now you guys become teenagers. Now you guys are getting to young adults. Now you guys are, people have had kids. People have moved on. People are getting married.
Yeah. Moving
And you
different
start
states.
seeing the shift, the dynamic. Guys, I had to mourn some friendships.
Let's just take a moment for that. It's hectic,
And we don't speak about friendship betrayals. I went through it. From engagements to marriage. There are people that I never in a million years, I would like beat my chest and say, nah, that person's gonna be there for me.
Yeah.
It's crickets.
Yeah.
And it hurts. I think our community loves talking about romantic relationships as the pillar of betrayals. No. Friendships.
Whew, it hurts.
Friendship betrayals. And we even see this in our boys. All these relationships that they're creating, you'd think the people that are ate together would somehow respect and they will have this love. But what happened? They were killing each other. We don't talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
It's
deep.
To be
unpacked.
And a lot of that comes down to all the boundaries, all that, that's your auntie.
Yeah.
That's your this, that's your that. But you can't actually, because now I actually have to really explain my relationship with you. What does that relationship mean? I don't care who grew up together. I really don't give a damn.
Absolutely.
I don't.
Yeah. This goes for family members
if when our values are not aligned, I will drop you like hot sauce. And I wish you the best. The difference is I don't have hate to say I wish you get no. If you're in my circle, the same way I want to win is the same way I want you to win. So the fact that if me winning does something to your spirit to the point that it becomes that you want to harm me, you want to go out there and badmouth me and change the image of who I am to benefit your narrative, we're dropping you. Because I think these are the boundaries that our mothers did not have.
No, they didn't have.
Our fathers did not have.
We don't know how to respond.
That's exactly.
You don't know how to
because
respond when a
like,
friendship breaks out. You don't know how to respond.
Your mom be like, why aren't you talking to your cousin? Do you know what my cousin did?
Yeah.
Oh, but you know we've grown up together. You know what, me and her mom, I don't give a damn. I'm creating a community right now for my children. Aunties for my children. A support system for my children. I don't care if they're white, black, Asian.
That's right.
As long as our values align. And this is the beauty of being in Australia. I will definitely, best believe I'll create that village. One way or another, I will create that village because I know what it was like to have a village. So when you realize we go from not having great relationships, or we have great relationships, then we have this big fallout that are just friendships. I'm not talking about romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Pure friendships. Have this big fallout. You don't even know how to conflict. That resolution. We don't have it.
That's big.
If you don't have conflict resolutions with friendships, how are you going to have it in a romantic relationship?
Yeah. And it's one of those, even when it comes through the context of where you're a mother and you have a good relation with another mother, and the kids become close through that bond, and then you have a fallout, and then all of a sudden
then you just drop the friendship.
Now that impacts now you got your child asking, where's Lalo? Where's where's, I haven't seen them in a long time, and because you don't even know how to address that, you just have to respond in sort of like, like you have to make up lies, right? So it not only just impacts the friendship, but it also impacts the children that have actually built a friendship from that. And I remember I was speaking to one of my really good friends, yourself, we were talking about this, and she said, even if we were ever to come to a place, Rose, where we were to fall out, I hope that it will not disrupt the relationship that our kids have. That even if we could just go to the play center, have a coffee, you go in the corner, I'll go in the corner, be on our phones, and our kids play, that's it. I said, we're aligned.
Well, guess what?
We're aligned.
Why do you think we can do that with our friendships as girls or our friendships as, well, men? But then tomorrow, what happens? That same thing translate to now, you don't want the father of your kid to see his kids. You don't want the mother of your kids to see. Bitterness. Why do we do that? We're adults. We can't come to the table and address things. And if you don't want to address things yet, there's some relationships, to be honest, that I don't want to address. And the reason why I don't want to address is because you've done it. There's a pattern. I'm the sort of person that watches your behavior. There's something about our character. There's something about a pattern. When I see a pattern, I will drop you. Yeah, but best believe before I drop it, we would have had a conversation. But you know what's crazy? You will not think that conversation is the end. That's the issue.
Yeah. But that's
because you're not taking accountability. Because when something happens, I'm not saying any human, I'm not perfect. I've probably done things, indirectly to people that I don't know that actually hurt them. I'm not saying I'm perfect. But if someone approaches me and say, Nakal, this hurt me, I sit with it. I'm not going to jump there and start defending myself and making it seem like Rose is crazy.
That's right.
Her feelings are valid. And go back to yourself. When you used to tell your mom, this hurt me, tell your dad, this hurt me, and they invalidate you, how did that feel? Because you're doing the same thing now as an adult.
That's right.
You're doing the same thing as an adult. And best believe you're going to do the same thing to your children.
That's why communication and conflict resolution is so important. It goes hand in hand. Because you also have to be the person that also, even from the receiving end, how do you respond? Do you respond with defensiveness? When somebody is actually approaching you about a situation, you actually hurt me. How do you respond to that? Do you automatically react and become defensive? Or do you hold space for them and acknowledge and validate how they're feeling? And then you share from your perspective, from your lens, how you felt.
And sometimes you don't even need to at the moment.
And sometimes you don't even need to say anything at all. You can just hold space for them,
hear them,
validate them, say, I hear you, I get where you're coming from. I didn't even see it that way, but thank you for giving me a different perspective.
And let me sit on
That's it. You can even sit on it. Take time. How did that make you feel when you were approached and you were told that you actually hurt somebody because of your behavior or because of certain things that you said? We don't even take time to even sitting in that. That's where it goes back to unplug. Unplug if there's been a conflict.
We're so quick to move on. Quick to just, someone be like, oh, Royce, I apologize. What do you mean? I don't care if you apologize. I'm still hurt.
That's right.
Let me sit in my pain. If it takes 2 months, 3 months, you hurt me. You don't get to tell me how long that pain is going to be there or how long I'm going to process that pain. And hence why we're seeing all these relationships that are so toxic in our community, be it friendship, be it family. Like, let's speak about our community. We have blood sisters that are not talking to each other. Their kids are not talking to each other. We have uncles that are blood related. They're not seeing each other's kids. And then, but guess what? A funeral happens. Boom, boom, boom. We're doing the eulogy. Everybody's there. We're playing face. I don't want to play face. I don't want to play face. I will sit in my pain. I will sit in someone that's betrayed me. And best believe, yes, you're not going to be in my life, but there's that level of respect. We once shared space. We once shared this communal, there was a time that you were my person. And I will mourn. I actually mourn relationships. And when I mourn relationships, I get to a point that I release you. Wholeheartedly, I tell God, if the chapter with me and that person is closed, it's closed. That's right. And you will not hear me speak about you. It's done. It's like literally, I used to work at customer service. I put on that poker face, you come say hi, I'll say hi. We're humans, we're going to be in the same places, we're going to be cordial. It's done. That's right. Yeah. But you will never have that privilege of proximity. That's right. That proximity, like the where, closeness. My mouth, no, you're not going to have that. And I think we learn to mourn people so that we're able to create room for other healthier relationships.
That's right.
Because
Yeah.
I feel when we don't want people, now we're like,
We're just going on to the
oh
next
my
thing.
God, you know, now Rose introduces me to this person. Oh, I'm on guard.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't even give myself space now to even create other relationships.
That's right. Yeah.
Now I become a loner. Now I become this person that hates the world, that sees everybody just coming to attack them. Everybody's there to
always
get
on
you.
guard.
Always on guard. That's your mental health.
Yeah. Internal well-being, guys.
That's another. You're fighting again. That's another mental health.
Yeah.
You know, now you imagine walking around every time and you're just anxious.
That's right.
Because you feel like if I share this with this person, they're going to betray me. You can't even be your full self.
Yeah.
And it's unfair. Like, it's not right that as human beings, Rose's wins become a secret. Why should they? She's winning. She's winning. My time will come.
That's right.
Everyone has their own time.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own path. You know, when you start looking at someone else's path and saying, by the way, that should have been me, you're already taking away from yourself because you're saying you're not enough. And, you know, and I question a lot of us that, mind my English, that go to church, say you know God, you're reading the Bible, and I can even speak about our church moms, our church dads, but I watch you and I'm like, you have this jealousy, this envy, those are actually diseases.
Yeah.
They're spirits. It's the Bible speaks about them.
Yeah.
Why are we going to learn this stuff and realize that those spirits exist for a reason? And if you see it within yourself, what can you do to heal it?
That's right.
Because if I'm concerned that someone winning means that I'm less than, then that means I don't believe in God. Because God is abundant.
Yeah, that's right.
The universe is abundant. There is enough for everybody. You know, there's 10,000 podcasts.
He says, I leave the 99
to go chase
the one.
He'll always be there. You know? So why do we believe in God, but then we believe that we're less than? We're contradicting ourselves.
And we serve a big God.
We're always contradicting ourselves.
There is enough. There is more.
There's always more than enough.
You
know? And if you want to learn from Rose, ask Rose. You want to learn from Nakhil, ask Nakhil.
That's right.
But don't sit there, beat yourself down, and then now you're creating ways, you're creating lies, you're making up stuff because you want that other person to be seen in a different light.
Yeah, tainted.
You know?
Yeah.
So for me this season, guys, I'm going to tell y'all, my light is not getting dimmed.
That's right.
I'm not dimming my light because I am a child of God. And as a child of God, what did he say? In my Father's kingdom, there is many rooms.
That's right.
There is so many rooms, and you decide.
That's right.
I'm deciding whatever room I want to go in.
Yeah.
And whoever wants to come with me.
This season, when I'm telling you that when I reflect back on this half of the year, so much has happened behind closed door, but it has added so much growth. It has stored so much wisdom that now, because I used to look at relationships in a sense of like, how do I maintain? How do I keep showing up? How do I make sure how do I fix? How do I repair? I am done. I am done. And in a sense, in a way of like, I now understand that there is a possibility that relationships shift. There's a possibility relationship dynamics change and adapt. I get it. I didn't know that before. I thought when you have a friend that you're forever.
Nah.
That's what I thought. and I did whatever I could to make sure that we are.
Nah.
You know, but I realized actually, as I'm getting older and in my 30s, I'm like, no, that's actually not how you should receive relate friendships.
And authentic friendships stay forever.
Yeah.
If it's meant to be, it will.
That's it.
But I'm not going to hold on just for the sake.
Like, you know what? I honor, I love you. I show up to the capacity that I can. But you know what? I am ready to release you when it's your time.
Yep. Release and let go.
Whether it's out of conflict, whether it's out of misalignment, whatever it is out of, I'm ready to release. And I think a lot of us don't speak about just letting go. Letting go. Let go. Let
and
go.
letting go, letting God, and not taking it as since I
Yeah.
let Rose go,
Yeah.
let
it's
Rose
something.
life go to shambles. You know, God,
Increase.
her life will not go to shambles because you and her had a fallout. It's a lie.
Wow.
Stop lying to yourself.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen.
We rise.
God will still bless her own
We
way.
rise.
God will still bless you your own way. Bottom line is learn your lessons.
That's right.
Just don't keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again.
Mm.
I could honestly, truthfully say the reason why you can see me and Rose sit here is because, mate, we wear our flaws on our sleeves and say, yes,
that's what happened.
We did ABCD.
Literally, I saw a quote somewhere. I can't remember. It said, we could literally get a table and I can sit down and I can tell you everything about my past. I wouldn't flinch.
I wouldn't flinch. I wouldn't flinch.
Don't tell my story for me, please. If I think there's things that you missed,
I'll give you the full gist. And that's what you guys are going to be getting in the next coming season.
That's it.
You know what? There might be Rose and Nakel uncut, unplugged.
That's it.
You might come to an audience unfiltered. You come in and ask us the most daring questions you've had.
That's it.
How did you overcome this?
That's right.
We want you guys to realize that we're as human as you are. We're as flawed. Flawed. Did you hear me?
Flawed.
We are flawed as you are. But we take it. We own it. We embrace it. We cry about it.
Grace.
But at the end of the day, we shake it up and say, God,
let's go.
Let's go.
It's ready. Let's do it.
So here we are.
That's it.
2026, the next half, we are back.
We are back and better. So lovely to see you guys. I hope that you'll just sit and reflect, take it all in, unpack what you need to unpack, unplug what you need to unpack, and get ready. Prepare yourself for the remaining 6 months.
Take that one
step.
step.
Year, okay?
Just
take
that one step. Just that.
Slowly, bit by bit. So that is our reminder to you that it is never too late to start over.
2026 gonna be what? God, yeah.